My name is Angela Himsel. I'm going to read today from a book which was my favorite one. My father used to read it to me, and it was his birthday this past week. So in honor of him, I'm going to be reading Sam's Big Worry. And I hope that it brings a little bit of joy and reminds us of our own childhoods when life was a little bit simpler. "There," said Sam Squirrel as he added 2 more acorns to the store of food in his pantry. "Now I am getting a fine supply of acorns and thorn apples and sunflower seed for the winter." Sam lived in a large hole in the big oak tree in the forest. Once it had been an owl's nest, but now it was Sam's home, and he was very pleased with it. He came to his front door and looked out. He heard the birds chirping overhead. He saw the brook splashing away through the ravine below. Over through the treetops, he could even see to where his cousin Flash lived. Sam clapped his hands together and chittered with joy. "I've a snug, warm nest," he said. "Soon I'm going to have my pantry full of food for the winter. Fine, I haven't a worry in the world, not a worry in the world." Poor Sam, if he only knew. His worry was just around the corner, and his worry's name was Lumpity Bumpity Bear. Lumpity Bumpity was a very young bear with a few little lumps here and a few little bumps there, and not much sense anywhere. One day, the little bear was walking through the forest looking for something to eat. He was always hungry. He saw a bee alight on a stalk of goldenrod. "I wonder if that bee is making honey somewhere," the little bear said to himself. How I love honey." Lumpity Bumpity watched as the bee flew away. It seemed to fly right up into a hole in the big oak tree. "I must see if that is where he keeps his honey," Lumpity said. So up he climbed to the hole in the oak tree. There is Lumpity. Of course, that wasn't where the bee lived. That was Sam Squirrel's house, only Sam was away at the moment, hunting for more food. Lumpity Bumpity poked his head in the door. "Sniff, sniff, something smells good in here. I must see what it is." So he crawled in head first. Down in the bottom of the hole was a beautiful dinner of acorns and thorn apples and sunflower seeds. Lumpity Bumpity ate them all up. Those tasted good," he said, "almost as good as honey." He backed out of the hole. Who should appear just then but Sam Squirrel. "What are you doing in my house?" Sam asked crossly. He was not at all happy to see Lumpity Bumpity Bear. "Your house?" said Lumpity Bumpity. "I didn't know it was your house." Sam pranced in his front door. By the time Lumpity Bumpity had scrambled to the ground, Sam was out again. His tail went flip-flip here and flap-flap there. He was so angry. He raced down the tree after the little bear. "You've eaten all my acorns and thorn apples and sunflower seeds," he cried. Lumpity Bumpity was astonished. "Were those your acorns and thorn apples and sunflower seeds? I didn't know that." "Yes, they were for winter. Now they are all gone." "Oh dear," said Lumpity Bumpity. "I'm sorry. I'll give them all back." He stood on his head and wiggled his toes, and then his legs, and then his ears, and then his tail. Nothing happened. "I can't cough them up," he said sadly. "They must be stuck in my lumpities and bumpities." "Oh," Sam scolded, "what a stupid bear. What shall I do?" There was just nothing for it but to go out and gather another supply. Sam worked hard, searching all over the forest and fields. Once again, his pantry began to fill. Then one day, when he was not at home, along came Lumpity Bumpity Bear. "Sniff, sniff," said Lumpity. "Something smells very good around here, and I am so hungry." He climbed the big oak tree and into Sam's house, and he ate up all the acorns and seeds and thorn apples. So at this point, Lumpity Bumpity Bear becomes Sam's big worry. That's all I wanted to read, and I wish you all a good winter and a good holiday.